What's going on, people? I don't know if you can hear me. I'm here at the house cooking the Leviathan. Everybody's going crazy, including myself over it. I don't think I'm gonna see that synthesizer anytime soon. Um, Probably next year I'll get it. I always dreamed about. Yo, what's up? Well, what's wrong with my eyes? I'm here cooking breakfast for the kids. There's no school today. I think it sounds great, Twin Cities Oxygen. What's up, Trusto? I think it sounds great. I think it sounds like this is a fix from the original Hydrosynth sound, um, because it definitely has pretty much like kind of like the same elements the Hydrosynth has. The only difference is they overhauled the whole entire synth engine. And as you can see, they kept the FM concept of the Hydrosynth. I guess Hydrosynth was like their first step into the synthesis arena. I don't dislike it. I pretty much think that this is like a $5,000 synthesizer for 1,700 bucks. That's what I think. Because if any other company would have come out with the synthesizer of this caliber, even with just the analog filter, it would have been four to $5,000. 100%. 100%. Yeah, the screen is nice. I mean, it's well, FM is not that hard. It's you just gotta know how to work it. Um, and the way that the Action sound machines, the way they handle FM, it's not in a deep. Well, this might be deep, but the way it's set up in the Hydra FM, it's not that deep. It's just a surface level two, basically like a two operator synthesizer type of thing. You're making some little pancakes for the children. Here, who's coming up first? Pancakes, come on, sit down. Here's the syrup right here. Here, here. Yeah, Polyboot 12 still better for my workflow. You have a Polyboot 12? Yeah, well, you have to understand that the more oscillators, analog stuff you have, and if it's gonna be coming out of a stereo jack, um, the board is gonna be bigger and it's gonna be way more soldering going on. Um, right now, in my mind, it's good to have one or two digital synthesizers, just because digital can have certain capabilities that analog can't have. So to me, it's like, you know, it's okay to have a digital synthesizer. Now, did I hear from those videos? What I heard was that that Ashen Sound Machine's character. And if you play a hydrosynth and you listen to the sounds, they're coming from the same. It feels like they're coming from the same type of architecture, I guess, or the structure and the way it's built. Um, you know, it's just it's just different. It sounds way different in some sense, but the filter is what's gonna make it different, right? That filter is gonna give it some character that probably the hydrosync can't ever reproduce. But I mean, you saw the way he drove it. Uh, when he drove the analog filter, it sounded really nice. And I think this synthesizer is gonna be able to scream compared to the hydrosynth. I try to make it scream. It doesn't scream that much. Like it's not up there. Mm. And maybe I haven't used it. Yeah, probably there's probably a filter here, kitty cat filter. Hold on. There's nothing here. There's just let me see. Yeah, there's no kitty cat one. Yeah, there's no kitty cat. Oh, I'm on fire. Yeah, there's no kitty cat. Um, what you guys think? Are you guys gonna get it? You guys thinking about getting it? I know it's hard to pull out 1,700 bucks after all the stuff we bought last year. Um, I think with that amount of money, I would rather get with that amount of money, I would rather get a new MPC, the MPC Live 3, which is the main machine that I use, and I will get that for 1,700 bucks because I already have right now. I have a Digitone on deck, and that Digitone gives me all that um, FM synthesis, and then it has four parts, right? So it's four parts FM, full blown out. What you call the sequencer. It can give you a lot of sounds, a lot of morphing sounds. Uh, and thank God I bought that one because I had a need for uh, that type of synthesis. This is MJ Herman 1340. What's up? Uh, I don't know. It might be the summer 2026 probably, or if I hit the lottery. If I hit the lottery, I'll get that. I'll get the TR 1000. I'll get the if I hit the lottery right now. Yeah, that's what I would get. I will get the TR 1000 just for the shits and giggles. I will get. I'll probably get the new Leviathan. Then I will get a Moog synthesizer, probably a small one like the Messenger. And what else would I would get? I would get Messenger, that one. Uh, I'll get me an Octatrack, so I can you know do all the crazy stuff with it, all the looping and stuff, which it does really nicely. Don't want no Mike here. Come on, eat. You don't want to get a headache. Yeah. So yeah. Well, I think the Sin Samurai broke it first. Everybody's gonna get mad because he broke the news first, so it's part of it. Yeah, eat. You need to eat. You know, you're gonna get a headache again, Omar. You gotta eat. That's it. There's no pizza in the morning, okay? Well, yeah. Georgie's. He was the first one to break it. Now, now they're gonna they, just eat, bro. Just eat. I have a problem with my son. He doesn't want to eat. You know, what am I gonna do? Um, yeah, he broke it first. I mean, and people are gonna get a little bit upset. Yeah, so they got upset already, and now finally he's out, and nobody's surprised about it. Boo. But I wish they had better examples. This is the problem. They have had the synthesizer on the background for a while, right? So why you give me this poopy crappy type of patches that are not, they like those patches they played are this is like any synthesizer can do those patches. They just didn't put the time to do patches that show the capability of this synthesizer. You know, now we're gonna have to wait till the real synthesizer manglers grab it and start tweaking it live and start showing us the way it is done because a lot of people, I don't know, they send these synthesizers for free, and then these people just show like the simplest patch that you can make on that synthesizer. Man, they should have played like ridiculous stuff. But I'm not the one sending free synthesizers all over the place, so who knows, right? So now we have all these things in paper, but we haven't heard the sonic capability of the machine in reality. So now we're gonna have to wait till somebody gets it, whenever it's gonna be here. I don't know if it's up for sale. Have you guys seen it on any website for sale? Is it available? Is it ready to ship? Probably not. You know, we're living in a great time. Probably next month. Yeah. Well, we're gonna have to wait a month to find out whether the sonic capability of this machine is worth the money. And it looks awesome, bro. I tell you, if in 1998, 1996, or 95, can you imagine having this synthesizer on your desk in 1995? Man, people would have said that you went to space and got this from space somewhere. Somewhere you went to space, you grabbed it, and you came back down with this synthesizer. The Leviathan, big time. Oh my end, oh me, oh me. Over there. Come on, you're on video. Huh? Sit down. The one on the right. Yeah, man. Well, I'm gonna let you guys go. This was a quick pop in just to just to express my thoughts on the Leviathan. Leviathan is a great cheap, it's a cheap synthesizer for what it does. You know, the Hydrosynth was at a great price when it came out. This price is great for the amount of things that it does. I wish, like I said, I wish that the people that have the synthesizer right now, they would have shown a little bit more in their patches. They started playing like regular polysynth stuff. Why would you play regular polysynth stuff when this synthesizer does other things other than that? The other thing, we have to stop. No, I can't buy it right now. If I had the money, yes. If they came out with it today, yes. And if I had the money, yes. But since I did some upgrades to my studio, I'm a little tight. I can't shit out any more money like that. Um, but if I had the money, I would buy it because it's a great price for what it does. I mean, and then the other thing, people have to like. I see this effort from people trying to make digital synthesizers sound like analog. Like, bro, like it's digital. That's it. It's digital. It's never gonna be analog. It's not analog. It's digital. So let's embrace the fact that it's digital, right? So trying to make it sound like, trying to make it sound like an analog, you're gonna have a bad time. You're probably never gonna sound like analog. But if you go at it when you go on a machine and you know, oh, it's digital, so I gotta understand that the sounds that are gonna come out is digital, and you go in with that mindset. Actually, me, I go in with a mindset that I just don't worry about if it's digital or not. What I worry about on a synthesizer is that it has something that other synthesizers will not bring to the table. And this synthesizer, my friend, brings something to the table that I don't think there's no synthesizer right now that has the same structure like the new Leviathan has. Yeah, I have the Hydrosynth Explorer, the desktop version, and you know it's so versatile that every time I use it, I have used it in all my songs. Um, every time I use it, I always find either a patch or I can just come up with the sound right quick and with the Hydra synth. Whatever sound that I wanna come up with, I can come up with. You know, like if I wanted to sound kind of like a Prophet, like the Pro 800. That's why I sold the Behringer Pro 800. I got rid of it because I can do the same thing with the Hydrogen. Yeah, it's not fully analog, but it can do the same thing. Like so close. Uh, so close it's not even noticeable. Uh, yeah. So yeah, you see, Georgie's. That's the thing. So you know what I was thinking about, and I was thinking about. I said this on the chat, and I said this thing. If you have a Hydrosynth desktop and a Hydrosynth Explorer, what is left for you to have the because instrumentation in a song, how many instrument would you add in a song without you know, you usually have drums, bass, a string instrument, and vocals. That's four, right? If you take out the vocals, that's one more synth voice. So you have the drum part, you have the bass part, you have melodics one and melodics two, and if you want to add a fifth person in the band, right? This will be like the fifth guy will be, let's say, the icing on the cake. It will do really small things that add, like sprinkles to the song, right? And that's a song without a voice. So when you have when you have a drum machine, then you have five synthesizers, six synthesizers. You are never gonna be doing more than two synthesizers at the same time. And I've watched many people's live streams while jamming, and most of the people don't use more than two synthesizers at once and a drum machine. You see, there's no point on having so many synthesizers. This is my take. There's no point on having that many synthesizers if in the end you're just gonna be now. Don't get me wrong. This is the thing. Now, if you have 10 synthesizers and your first sequence has a combination of one and two synthesizers, the synthesizers one and two, and then the drum set, and then the bass line, and then you have your second sequence, you're not using those two, you're using another different two, and because you're changing the way is everything is sounding, then it makes sense to have plenty of synthesizers. But when it comes to music production and you're sitting down to produce a track, you're not playing live or you're not doing like a live session with two or three synthesizers, you have more than enough to make a song. That's the thing. Now, if you get two really good synthesizers, really good synthesizers, and those two really good synthesizers, they have capabilities to do a wide range of sound. With those two synthesizers and one drum machine, you have enough to make all kinds of music. And we're not even talking about samples, because you can sample and stuff. You can do crazy stuff with samples that a synthesizer can't do. So synthesis, I understand their hype. I understand that people wanna have collections of synthesizers and all the flavors and all the brands and all the stuff. But in the end, yeah. Well, in my case, drums take up 8 tracks. I use 8 tracks when it comes to drums. If I sometimes I simplify my drums and I do 4 tracks. That's the simplest I'll go with my when it comes to tracking drums. I rather use if I'm gonna simplify it, I'll simplify it to four. But I love having eight tracks for drums. You know, so if you have synthesizer, I've seen people here, bro. Some of you uh, renegades out here, you guys have a lot of stuff, bro. I've seen like Trader to the Living has so many synthesizers. I don't even know how he doesn't get paralysis every single time he gets into his studio. I will be like just sitting in the middle, just like looking at everything, because it's impossible to start a line of thinking with so many things in front of you. Um, and that's why right now I'm trying to keep. I have four synthesizers right now. Four synthesizers, right? So I have the Hydro Synth, I have the DeepMind, I have the Cobalt Expander, and I have the Digitone. And each one of them bring to the table something that the other doesn't, right? So yeah, well, 30 cents is a lot. 30 cents is a lot of combinations. In my case, I don't have the room or the space. If I had the room and the space, I would have kept all the synthesizers that I bought from the beginning, and I would have like different setups, right? You can have a setup with different combinations. You have this table. You have, let's say, a model samples with two other little synthesizers, and that's like your little synth. Like you have a mini synth table where you have the mini synths, and on that table you do different combinations on the mini synths and whatnot. Because every machine brings in or brings out a different creativity. So then I will have another table, which is like a droning station, where you have all the synthesizers that work for you. That you can have a like a droning station. It's a big droning station you have, right? Then you have another table where you have your electronic dance music station where you have 303s, and then you have, your usual suspects for those type of genres. Then that makes a case for having 30, 40, 50 synthesizers. You having little stations for different genres that you know that those synthesizers work for those genres, and then you go and have those setups, right? And that's great. If you had like nowadays, you have so many people. That would be like the future of a studio, of a commercial studio. It's a commercial studio that has a room. Let's say they have a room for different things. Like you have the hip hop room, and then you go on the hip hop room, and then you have your classic MPC with all the stuff to make bass lines and sample libraries and shit like that. And then you have another room with like 808s, 909s, and the best drum machines. Then you have a room with its own modular gear, and you have modular synthesizers, and it's for the modular synthesizer guy. That would be crazy. That would be crazy. What's going on, Synth Fun? Samurai, how you doing? Here enjoying the great news. Not brought to you by this guy. It's not sponsoring the. I'm about to hop in on the studio in a few minutes. I'm gonna start making music because we got the Kumi tree coming up, and I got a couple songs to finish. Working hard. 12 drum machines in your collection. Yeah. If I had 12 drum machines in my collection and a shit ton of synthesizers, I will make like little stations, like I said, different little stations with different combinations of of hardware for different styles. Well, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna see you guys later. I gotta take care of the kids. I got one kid that doesn't want to eat. Now I gotta figure out what he wants to eat today. That's how it goes. And they got their problems and issues. I gotta deal with that. And then if he doesn't eat, he gets a big headache. And I don't want him to get any headaches right now. So guys, I'll see you around. I'm gonna hop in the studio anyways. So I'm not gonna be online because when I get online, I don't finish anything. So what I did today is I just hopped into this space for a minute, and that will like cure my need of saying hello to the guys, and then I'm gonna go back there and finish up some stuff. All right. Uh, we'll be watching, bro. I'm watching. I'll see you later. All right. Peace out. Yay. Big head.